Hey everyone! Welcome back to my channel. Today, we're diving into a hot topic that you're sure to find fascinating. You might love the sunny beaches and the glitz of Hollywood, but California isn't all sunshine and glamour. From notorious traffic jams to the ever-present threat of wildfires, the Golden State has much more than meets the eye. Have you ever wondered why some people just can't stand California? Well, you're in the right place. We're going to uncover the reasons behind all that California bashing and see if they really hold up. So, take a few minutes and join me as we explore why the state that once symbolized the American dream is now one of the most controversial places to live. Ready? Let's dive in. Number 15. Air pollution. Hey there! Let's chat about one of the big reasons people sometimes love to hate California, the air pollution. Now, most of California isn't too bad, but Los Angeles? Oh boy, it's a whole different story. Imagine looking at a beautiful mountain range one moment, and the next, you're peering through a thick, muddy haze. It's like a weird game of guess the skyline. People who visit California, especially Los Angeles, often complain about the air quality. Los Angeles is huge, packed with people and tourists, so it kind of gives off this vibe that the whole state has terrible air. For the longest time, cars got all the blame. Those fossil fuels sure don't help. But here's a fun fact. A recent study found that the biggest pollution culprits in Los Angeles are actually from cooking, both at home and in restaurants. Plus, residential heating and road dust from brakes and tires add to the mix, not just car exhaust. So when folks say they hate California because of the air, they're really talking about Los Angeles. In reality, places like San Diego and the San Francisco Bay Area have much better air quality ranking 25th and 17th in the nation, respectively. But Los Angeles? It's sitting at a not-so-great number 4 for the worst air. Number 14. The drought. California's drought has reached legendary status, with people joking about moisturizing cacti in the desert. In a place where avocados are almost like currency, the lack of water has everyone reconsidering their life choices, such as the necessity of daily showers. It's gotten so bad that folks joke the state bird should be a tumbleweed searching for water. Many recognize California's persistent drought issue, but what exacerbates it is the poor management of the state's limited water resources. Prolonged droughts and mismanagement have resulted in severe water shortages and restrictions, affecting agriculture and daily life. The worst drought, based on severity and duration, was from 2012 to 2016. This reputation for drought and water restrictions is a major reason people dislike California. However, the last couple of years have seen more rainfall than usual, which has helped somewhat, but they're not out of trouble yet. While some restrictions have been eased, it's likely they'll return soon. We can hope for continued above-average rainfall, but realistically, drought conditions will probably come back. Number 13. The crime is another big reason people criticize California. The state has several cities known for high crime rates, including Compton, South Central LA, Oakland, Stockton, and Fresno. However, it's important to note that places like Compton aren't as dangerous as they were in the 90s. They still have issues, but the situation has improved. Crime can turn peaceful neighborhoods into chaotic scenes. Imagine robbers tripping over trash bags, getting tangled in donut displays, and being stopped by elderly women wielding pipe wrenches. This actually happened in Los Angeles. Since the pandemic, crime rates have increased in California, with significant regional variations. Larger cities like Oakland and Stockton have high violent crime rates, while areas like the San Fernando Valley have some of the highest property crime rates in the country. Number 12. The high energy cost. Energy costs in California are a major source of frustration. Residents are driven to install solar panels, windmills, and weak air conditioners that barely cool the air. It feels like a never-ending competition for a slightly lower electric bill. Getting your energy bill can feel like receiving a pricey love letter from the utility company, minus the romance. People endure darkness and heat in the summer and layer up like onions in the winter to save money. In 2024, the average residential electricity rate in California is around 30 cents per kilowatt hour, much higher than the national average of 18 cents. This makes California the second most expensive state for electricity after Hawaii. Many Californians who installed solar panels actually made money by selling electricity back to the grid. This upset power companies, leading to a push for a flat fee. Now, regardless of how much electricity you save or generate, you must pay a fee. Initially, $57. It's now proposed at $24, even if you use zero electricity. Number 11, the wildfires. California's wildfires are another reason for its unpopularity. When the state is on fire, the smoke doesn't stay put. It spreads everywhere. A few years ago, I took a train from Oregon to Los Angeles, and the sky was orange from the fires the entire way. These fires weren't just in California, but also in Oregon, Idaho, and Washington. It was crazy. The smoke even reached Colorado, Utah, and Nevada. Wildfires in California are like an unwelcome guest who destroys your backyard and leaves a trail of destruction. They can quickly turn beautiful landscapes into wastelands. Wildfire season gets so bad that you might need to wear a gas mask. California experiences about 7,000 to 8,000 wildfires each year. Some are small, while others are massive. In 2023, there were 7,000 wildfires that burned nearly 325,000 acres. The number of wildfires varies each year due to weather, vegetation dryness, and human activities. Number 10. The traffic. Dealing with California's traffic can test anyone's patience. Growing up in Southern California, I often drove on the 405 freeway during rush hour. If you haven't experienced it, the 405 moves at a sloth's pace during rush hour. Sitting in traffic for hours makes you question your life choices. California's traffic isn't just a commute. It's an adventure in absurdity, where time loses all meaning. Los Angeles consistently ranks among the worst cities globally for traffic congestion. Drivers in LA spend around 119 hours a year stuck in traffic. The San Francisco Bay Area also has significant congestion, with drivers spending around 97 hours a year in traffic. Number 9. The Hollywood hype. Hollywood is often thought of as a dream destination, but the reality is different. The place and the lifestyle both fall short of expectations. Hollywood can be disappointing, and the lifestyle is an illusion. Many people realize this only after visiting. You won't see celebrities casually having coffee on Sunset Boulevard. Visitors hiking up to the Hollywood sign often find it doesn't live up to the hype. The area is chaotic, filled with souvenir shops and street performers, and feels more about profit than genuine culture. Hollywood once had a rich cultural history, especially before the 1950s. Learning about it is fascinating, but visiting Hollywood now reveals it to be expensive and somewhat scummy, which can make people dislike the experience and California itself. Number 8. The homeless. The homeless crisis in California is significant. Tent cities are popping up everywhere, making it seem like the state is hosting an endless campout. The situation is so serious that Google Maps includes homeless camps in its directions. The American dream used to be about owning a home. Now, people just hope not to end up on Skid Row. The homeless issue dominates discussions about California politics. As of 2024, California has the highest homeless population in the U.S., with around 171,000 homeless individuals, representing about 28% of the national homeless population. Number 7. California's taxes. Many believe California has the worst taxes, but it's not the absolute worst. In terms of total tax burden by state, New York is the highest, followed by Connecticut, Hawaii, New Jersey, and then California. This year, California caught up with New Jersey. High taxes result from the high cost of living, public infrastructure, social programs, environmental regulations, debt, pension obligations, and healthcare costs. These factors contribute to the high rates needed to maintain the state. Another reason California is disliked is that it's one of the worst states to own or run a business, and raising the minimum wage to $20 an hour didn't help. Number 6. High real estate costs. California's housing prices are infamous and often joked about in late-night shows. Imagine selling your soul and a kidney just to afford a small place in San Francisco. Need a backyard? Better play the lottery. In Los Angeles, a fixer-upper means just 4 walls and a dream. Welcome to the Golden State, where the gold is your mortgage payment. As of April 2024, the median home price in California is around $852,000, an 11% increase from last year. The San Francisco Bay Area is the most expensive, with a median price of about $1.4 million. The Central Valley is more affordable, at around $493,000. The Los Angeles metro area is about $840,000, a 33% increase from last year. Up north near the Oregon border, the average is around $364,000. If you have a heart condition, I wouldn't recommend house hunting in California. Number 5. Income inequality. Income. Inequality in California is stark. On one end, you have people enjoying champagne on yachts, while on the other, people are just trying to pack a lunch. Silicon Valley tech moguls design the future with self-driving cars and AI butlers, while a few miles away, people commute in cars held together by duct tape. The top 1% earners in California saw their income rise from about $2.3 million to $3.66 million between 2019 and 2021, while middle-income earners saw little to no increase. Number 4. Politics. California's politics can feel like a sitcom where everyone wants to run the show, but no one knows the script. Imagine a place where traffic laws are stricter than movie ratings, and a pager salesman has more job security than the governor. Every governor since the 1950s has faced recall attempts. Most don't get past the signature phase, but every single one has been challenged. It's so chaotic that Hollywood stars run for office and sometimes win, like Arnold Schwarzenegger. It's like a circus where the clowns are in charge. Just read the comments on any video about California politics, and you'll see the frustration people have. Number 3. Earthquakes. Earthquakes are a significant concern in California. They've always been, and some have been quite severe. I've lived through many, and they don't seem as bad to me because I grew up with them. But for people from the Midwest or East Coast, a few good earthquakes are enough to make them leave. I was in Monterey, California during the 1989 Loma Prieta earthquake. It was famous because the World Series was happening at the time. It was a major shake, and even though we were a good distance away, I stayed calm. But I saw guys from the Midwest freaking out. These were tough guys, some with military experience, and they were terrified. For people who've never lived in California, earthquakes are a major reason to avoid the state. Number 2. The people. One reason people dislike California is its people and their reputation. California is known for being rude, aloof, stuck up, and fake. These stereotypes didn't come out of nowhere. There's some truth to them, especially in bigger cities. In rural areas, people are more down to earth. But in the cities, there's a lot of pretentiousness. I've lived there, so I know. Growing up in a Los Angeles suburb, if you didn't wear the right clothes, it wasn't a big deal. But you'd still get a vibe, and people might talk about you. That's just how it is in California. Moving to Oregon was different. People didn't care about appearances as much. Keeping up with the Joneses is a big thing in California. All right, before we get to number 1, don't forget to check out our other channel, The Sweet Life for Briggs. There's a link down below. On to number 1. Number 1. Immigration issues. Many of you probably expected this. Immigration is a huge issue in California and always in the news. People often criticize California because they see it as a gateway for illegal immigration. These are people seeking a better life. The downside is that mass immigration can create problems for the receiving country. This isn't a new issue. It's been happening since the 70s. Some years see more immigrants, some less, but it's a long-standing issue. If you watch too much cable news or listen to certain podcasts, you might think it's new. It's not. It's been around for a long time, giving California a bad reputation. It's an issue that needs fixing, not just in California, but in all border states. California's history with immigration is complex and has shaped the state's demographics, economy, and politics. It has the highest number of immigrants in the U.S., with about 11 million foreign-born residents, making up 27% of the state's population. The number of undocumented immigrants is estimated to be around 2.3 million. California spends about $3 billion annually dealing with undocumented immigrants. Thanks for sticking with us through this deep dive into why California might be the most hated state in America. We hope you found the insights interesting and maybe even a little surprising. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more fascinating content. Now, we want to hear from you. What do you think is the most overrated state in the US and why? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. And stay tuned for our next video where we'll explore the hidden gems of America that deserve more love. See you next time.